Hello, good evening, and welcome to the stream. Yes, we're live from Rubi-ka. Alright, switch to the live screen there. Pop that on there. Just a quick bit of social mediaing. Don't mind if I do. Alright, give it a mo. There we go. And of course, on the PRK Discord as well as one of my own. There you go. Right. Okay, I think that's everything. All preparation has been completed. Yes, it has. Right. I think that's gonna do it. I think, maybe? Yeah. That'll be good. Oh, yes. Now, where were we? What were we up to? What were we doing? I think I'd finished all the quests and everything in Temple of the Three Winds. Not quite ready to be heading off to Biomare just yet. I think I'm going to need some better implants and armor for that. So at the minute we're running around with quality 50-ish and lower armor there. Token board, we're level 50, but the next upgrade for this one, after one, how many tokens have I got now? 152. I think the next upgrades are like much higher, like 250 or something. Which could take a while. Just saying. I had a day off today. I've not played this. I saved this for the stream. What I did play instead was Death Stranding 2. It's a very engaging game. It's very Kashima, very Japanese, very kind of otherly to Westerners, but I really enjoy it. Brilliant story again. Ooh, 20k for that mission. And a nano. Village Falls. Where's that? Is that only straight West Bank, but right down the bottom? Okay, you know what? Okay. We'll take it. Bit of a hike, I know, but X10 Scion, welcome to the stream. It's to the south. People in Yalms almost seems strange. Except it's not. You know. If you blitz enough missions, you'll soon be able to afford a Yalm. Or find one in a chest if you're very lucky. I had a Yalm before the last service wipe, and that was quite good fun. I was like, I'm sure there was a gateway somewhere down here. Indeed there was. Oh, yeah, but to get to it, I've got to go this way. That's right. Yeah, I remember this. And being like, well, that's a stupid layout. But obviously, deliberate one. We'll have a bit of Kodiak. Yes, we will. So is that right? Am I... Yeah, because the cliff face gets in the way, doesn't it? So to get there... We're going all the way down to the village down there, so... We're going to come out of here and then down again. Because you can't get over those mountains. I think there's like an invisible wall at the top as well if you try and yalm over there. I don't think it works. I just looked at the marker and started going in that direction. Not always the answer with AO if you're grounded. As in, you don't have flight yet. And once again, the music has ceased. Weird, isn't it? If you tab out a game, the music just decides it's not going to play anymore until you do that. And the game has kind of always done that. I don't know why. Even back in the day, it's just some odd way the music operates in the game. Where when it's not the focus window, it suddenly decides, oh, well, I'll just shut up then. Back in the day, of course, most of us only had the one monitor. Not everyone, I know. A lot of you had more than one. I didn't. Well, I owned more than one, but I didn't have a desk big enough to put two on. Because there were CRT monitors, they were bloody enormous. Big footprint. Couple of monitors on a desk was like, wow, that's a big ass desk, you know. Because the old footprint for the screen size I'm using now, 32 inch, which is the size our TV was when AO came out. We had a 32 inch Sony Trinitron TV. It was a really good TV back in the day. Excellent picture, pretty good audio, but I had it hooked up to, you know, decent audio equipment as well, so it sounded great. And that would be in one corner of the room. We'd watch movies and whatnot on it from the other corner, you know. So to Mahoney, welcome on in. TS 1966, welcome on in. Yeah, it's funny what now we've got this 55 inch big screen on one side of the room. We sit on the sofa on the other side of the room. You flick the light off, it's like being at the cinema. It's great. This though, the 32 inch, that's about a metre away from me. Fantastic. Had picture in picture, which seems to have died out. Yeah, I think a lot of that is people not knowing where to find that setting. But it's not like a default button on the handset anymore. But it does still exist. If you go through the menu systems, it depends what you're watching as well. Not every program has it. YouTube lets me watch 4 channels at once. Okay. I'm getting Man Who Fell to Earth vibes with Soto Mahoney here. A bunch of people scratching their head now. It's a movie starring David Bowie, an old one. So he starts like that. In the end, he's like that. I'm just picturing Sota Mahoney doing that. YouTube TV. I've got YouTube Premium because I hate YouTube ads. They're awful. Sherlock stole that. Sherlock was written long before Bowie was a twinkle in his father's eyes. But the shot with the extra TVs, dunno. I don't know who, if anyone, actually came up with that. I think I might have seen it in a Bond film as well. I'm not sure. The TV series Sherlock, the kind of latest one, which moved quite far away from the original novels and books and short stories, I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. I'm not precious about IPs too much unless they really just turn into fan fiction, you know. Some of it's good. It's like everyone goes, oh, the Disney Star Wars is shit. Well, some of it's not great, but Andor was brilliant. The Mandalorian was superb. You know, and it came out of the same studio, so I mean, the sequels I think have been fucking dire. They're just like, oh yeah, don't get me started. They're just so horribly bad. Somehow Palpatine came back. I never even saw that movie. I got halfway through The Last Jedi and just walked out with the cinema. It was just, this is shit. I'm going. I just don't want to watch this anymore. You know, it was literally that. If I'd maybe watched it on TV, it wouldn't have been as bad, because when you're watching on TV, you kind of look away, talk to your wife, or whatever, you know, you engage with other things around you. It might not have been so bad, but when you were like glued to it in the cinema, it was awful. I used to play this game back in the day. Are there still enough active players for the game to function? Technically, yes, but this isn't the original servers. These are Project Rubi-ka, which goes back to an older version of the game. There's 115 people playing at the minute. You cannot multi-box on this server. Try, get banned. Them's the rules on this server. So yeah. Whereas on live, everything seems to be multi-boxing and botted, and it's a bit of a mess, and the economy is just like so far gone. I don't know how it's possible to fix it, if it is even fixable. What you're seeing here, the global chat in the magenta, I think that is that magenta? Anyway, that is the live player base. All just talking to each other. Doing things together. Trying to get buffs and help from each other. Planet map is too big. Yeah, that's better. We got 67. Oh, that's better than what I'm wearing. It's like being a shade and finding an implant that you want to upgrade to, but having to wait till you go back to civilization to do it. Except on shade, you just do it in the moment. Yeah, I don't know what the live server population is. Only Funcom know that, and they don't publish that information anyway. I've seen a few websites claiming to know what the player base is, but what they're basing it on, nobody knows. Right, let's see if my doggo edit worked. Blank. Okay. I wasn't fighting, so I've edited all the doggo death sounds so they don't whimper at me. So surprised to see AO stream live. Check my channel out, my dude. It's like predominantly AO. See, instead of that thing whimpering, it dies like a droid now, makes the same sound. Because I edited the audio file in the game folder. And I did it on stream. I'm not sure how many. 115, you say? 116? There's another one! That might be me. On a bit of a build roads kick on Death Stranding 2. I've built a lot of them. The ones that are in the chiral net are the ones that you're sharing with other players autonomously. So you're not interacting with players directly or anything. And they're not too bad. They're not too costly on materials and stuff. But the ones that are outside the chiral grid, so to speak, you're doing solo, and they want so many materials. You know, kind of bonkers. We'll sit and heal a bit. What's this activity? Token grind. Kind of items, money, tokens. Yeah, a little bit of everything that missions give, basically. Like on live, I've got so much money that, you know, I can make a new character and max them out effortlessly because I've got like 30 level 220s odd at the minute. And it's difficult not to give yourself things, you know. Whereas on this server, you're playing from nothing, so... Brain dogs are not new. Ooh, that's a nice one, but it's all... That's a weird one. This, multi-melee 19, rifle 29, and ranged and hit 49. Fun come! What? That's just stupid. Yeah, otherwise you'd be... I assume... As a challenge, otherwise I'd be seeing you in some quality 60 mercs or something. Level 60s can't do mercs, even on live. Well, the exploiters can, but I mean, you know, hit God mode. Yeah, if you're going to use a cheat engine to play, then yeah, you can do absolutely anything. I've never used one and I never would. Mad Cow, welcome to the stream. Ghostmaster, welcome on in. Over on the Twitch. It's the Halloween display again. Nope. Just checking. Thought the box might have been lootable. Apparently someone's never seen Brain Dogs. Oh, Brain Dogs in you, they said. No. Oh, target outside range. Ah, there we go. Get that occasionally inside mission. It's not a game breaking bug. Just run a bit closer. Callus, you inspired me to do a Keeper Trader duo. It's been a lot of fun. People on PRK, super helpful. Yeah, I mean, I think on Project Rubi-ka you get the... I don't want to say the real players of the game, but I think you kind of do, because there's no other reason to play here other than you really like AO. You know, you like the camaraderie, you like the co-op, the banter, you know. Basically everything that made it a great game to begin with. On live? I don't know. I has edited some of my local files, Mad Cow. Whiskey is really good at banter. Always has global chat riled up. Yeah, I mean, you gotta rein it in. You gotta be an adult, because, you know, be too much of an arse, and you're gonna get banned for that as well. You know? Live, it's like turn up for Sunday dinner and take a crap on the dining room table, and Funcom still won't ban you. At this point, they just don't care. See, I edited doggos, so when they die, they don't make whimpering dog sounds because they upset me. Ooh.
Some people come to PRK because they're looking for a friend. And, you know what they say. Omnitech is your friend.
Omni-propaganda lies! It's all lies, I tell you. Thank you very much for the 100 bits, Soto Mahoney. And a graft. Which one's this? Basic defensive screen, okay. Yeah, Soto Mahoney has one of these in his bedroom. But he has it on the ceiling above the bed. I'm saying nothing else. He doesn't. I'm just being stupid. Before anybody accuses him of anything. The clan is for the free thinkers, yep. See, the tongue-in-cheek banter like that, that's all well and good, and we all have a laugh and a joke about it. If someone's like socially abrasive and rude, they're very likely to just get removed anyway. There is a difference. It is, maybe, you could argue it's a subtle difference, but I think it's widely understood. See, Storm Guild in all its factions across different games has always had rule number 1. Don't do anything to cause the leadership trouble. That's rule number 1 in Storm. Which, if you think about it, is a very broad rule, but it's very, very simple, you know. Don't be a dick. Don't do dickish things to other people, whether they're in the guild or outside of it, you know. If it has to be explained how to be a decent person and not, you know, piss other people off, then you're probably not a good fit for the guild, you know. That's why we came up with the rule. All the way back when in 2001. Geez, 25 years ago. Yeah. I know, right? Excuse me. See, I edited out the file, so the death throw sound with the dog whimpering doesn't happen. You get the same sound as a small android dying, because apparently that's what they are. And I felt so much better with it after doing that. What can I tell you? There's going to be nothing up here, but I'm going to look anyway. Go to the top floor of the medical wing. Yeah, there's nothing here. But the machine of wind to complete the mission is here. That would be it there. But I don't think we're done yet. I don't think we're on the 100%. No, we're not. Ooh, we got full inventory. Okay. Oh, that's the mission item, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. I've not gotten much in the way of chest loot in this mission, but hey. Nearly time for another beer. You here? We'll deal with the turret in a moment. Hmm. There's no sub, and there never will be a sub for this game. Not for Project Rubi-ka. It's free now, and it always will be free. There will never be any subscription model for it. Your turret is behaving. I had one the other day shoot me through the walls. Uh-oh! That's not good. Turrets can change the laws of physics at will. That's the thing, so... Apparently. Like those little dickheads in Temple of the Three Winds, the little pistol nuke guys. However, they do drop some pretty nice pistols, so... Atlantean, yeah, this is a whole other thing. This is a whole other thing. This is Project Rubi-ka, an independently run development server. Hold on. Run on a voluntary basis by a bunch of guys working on it with development and game coding and skills, etc. Yeah, it's like it. Yeah, essentially, yeah, you could say it's a emulator private server. At its core, that's how it functions. But what it is a preservation server, and there is a distinction there. There were private servers run for WoW that got shut down because they were charging money to play on them. They never do that here. Just don't be a dick. You know, it's as simple as that. Right, it's a heavily rewritten version of AO from the ground up based on the 18.4 patch of 2011, I want to say that came out. I'll be back in a minute, just grabbing a beer. Right, he said, nearly pulling his headphones onto the floor. Hey, okie dokie. He wouldn't. No, I sub on live. Smegster has subscribed with Prime. Thank you for the Prime sub. Oh, we got a Sota Mahoney again.
Her Excellency, Eva Poor Eyes, would like to remind everyone that if you want a real sense of community, join Omnitech today. Be part of our family. Be part of humanity's future.
Bold words. If that future is complete servitude to corporate profits. Yeah, that's omni-propaganda's terrible. Denzel Williams. Greetings from Germany. I'm a huge fan of AO and your stream. You recently helped me a lot while I was in the hospital. Please keep doing your content and maintaining your kind, calming vibe. Oh, thank you, dude. I hope you speedy recovery and everything. Well, anything that helped calm you down and get through it all, I'm happy to be a part of that, because yeah, he's not fun unless you're visiting someone. The hospitals are a little bit scary, and so's being ill. So yeah. Right. Okay. I think we've hit 100%. Let me just check the spam window. 100%. Right. Now I need to remember where the big room with the item was, and I think it's this one. This big square. Yeah, I think it's this. So I need to use whatever this item is on it. No, that's not what I want to do. Is this not the thing? No, it's not the thing. Oh shit, we haven't found the thing. Normally it looks like that. But that's shotgun. Yeah, it's none of those. I'm sure that's the item. It just asks if I want to delete it. So if you fire broke out after that whole complex came under attack. Your job in South Stret West Bank is to fight your way past opposing forces, find some people who might be wounded inside. The last message, fire retardation chamber, use the fire slap on to give them relief. Okay. What do I use this on then? Is it one of these things? No. It's usually used on a device. That ain't it. Oh, that'd teach me to be cocky, won't it? Because I was pretty sure that it was this. So what the hell am I looking for then? Where's door to the mission? That's the door. So it could be right at the other end of the map. Yeah, normally it changes. I just saw an item inside the mission that looked familiar, but that doesn't mean it's the correct item. Usually it's poisonous, you know, food snacks or whatever. Is it something in here maybe? Well, I hope that's not where they went to hide from the fire, because, yeah, I don't think it worked. Oh, it was this. Fire radiation chamber. There we go. In that room. It was the medical bed looking thing. Token. 155. Okay, cool. We did all that. Let's find a quicker way back, though. This was quite a trek to get here. What was that? Sotomahoti
again. In a
again.
world overrun with the clan rabble, only one woman stands between order and chaos. This summer, Eva Poor-Eyes is the Omnifier. Omnitech will be your friend, whether you like it or not.
Omnifier. Eva Poor-Eyes is the Omnifier. In a world. I'll do it in movie voiceover, guy. On really cheap Betamax videos. In a world overrun with the clan rebel, only one woman stands between order and chaos. This summer, Eva Poor-Eyes. I know it isn't, it's Poor-Eyes. Is the Omnifier. Omnitech will be your friend, whether you like it or not. Awesome. We love that. We love the fun times. Right, selling all the things. Journeyman weaponsmithing can't use. That was mission reward. We got 20k for doing the mission completion. So how much we get for all the parts. I was thinking of keeping that. What I got in it in a minute. It's fairly similar, but it had melee and knit in it. I'm going to keep that one because I might go that way with it. Oh, that was a stupid implant with a load of... I mean, the whole point of that implant is to strip it, which I'm not sure you can do on this server yet. Can fixers get the implant stripper thing? Don't need that. Yeah, well, it wasn't big on loot, that mission. But hey ho. Another 20. That whole outing was a quick 40k. You can strip implants. Yeah, can you do it with the fixer item from the old fixer shop? Does it still work that way, or is it something different? It is, yeah. I think the fixer shop wasn't actually working at one point. So maybe that's why I thought that might have not even been last time round, but the time before that. I just remember that you couldn't do it for whatever reason. Let's go back to Middle for Diddle. Quest mission. What do we got? Oh, factory. It's quite a trek. That's the nano reward. Essence Cyclops, no good to me. Magic Stave of Inferno? Nah. That one, no. Whatever, unless the reward is amazing, no. Ooh, Rhino Cockpit for 9k. No. What's the target? These I always fluff up. That's out there as well. I think I'm going to roll from elsewhere. Where do we want to go? Well, let's go to the grid first, and then... Right, if we go to West Athen, take a Wampa to one end of the map and try rolling from there. So audio, music, ambient music had failed again, but it has not. I do think the ambient music in clan cities and neutral cities is more chill than Omni cities. There's like this Gregorian chant going on. It's like, holy crap, what's this? Where it's a little less in your face with the gong. Yeah. Oh, where have I come to? The wrong Wampa. If you notice as well, it's the older design Wampas. that look like they could work. The others just look like... Well, if you've ever been to a festival, they have portable toilets, right? And it just looks like one of those. Like, you open it and it's just going to, like, have the most unbelievable stench coming out of unflushed feces and God knows. From people that have been eating dodgy food for 3 days in the sunshine with too much alcohol and other stuff. If you've ever been to a festival toilet, all I can say about festivals is eat food that's binding and don't eat that much of it. Therefore you will avoid the trauma of having to use the portable toilets they've installed along with. They're in no way, shape or form adequate for the number of people that are attending. So what's this one? Oh, we got a return to machine. Right, let's try one of these. That goes back to West Athen. Okay. That's pick up item from floor. So that's always a little bit of a risk at the moment. Given that the way map layouts are at the minute, there can happen that it's not entirely possible for things to spawn under the floor or behind a wall. Because originally, AO was designed to be a 2D top-down game. And at some point, they made the decision to make it a 3D game. So, early stages, it was going to be kind of a, you know, looking down on your character like this. Yeah, well, it wasn't until the dev team were digging deep into the code to get missions working, they realised, oh, wait a minute. The reason this works this way is because that's how you do it in this sort of game. So originally they must have meant for it to be like that, and then at some point in the development journey they had, someone, well, let's make it fully 3D, you know. God, when I first played, I played in first person all the time. West Athen is never an Omni city. It's all lies. It was a bombed out shell of an Omni city and Clan rebuilt it, I'll have you know. And Clan does things like greenery here, there and everywhere. You know why Omni say that West Athen is Omni? Because they think everything is Omni. They're like the cat in the first episode of Red Dwarf, walking around with the spray going, that's mine, that's mine, that's mine. Oh, I don't want that. That's how Omni view things, you see. Very messed up people. Everything is Omni except for Newland City and ICC. I always wish they'd written in a character that acted like Keanu Reeves in the Day the Earth Stood Still remake. Talking to authority on the planet. You've come to our planet. He goes, your planet. What makes you think it's your planet? Just the deadpan delivery is like, oh, that's cool. I quite like that movie. The original is better, yes, but it's pretty good. The message was, I think, a little less muddied in the original. Although lost on some people. Ooh, chest. More loot. Yeah, Anarchy Online does have quite a bit of lore. L-O-R-E. Lima, Oscar, Romeo, Echo. For you to get your teeth into, if you care to. And it's well worth it. I prefer my edited Doggo Death audio files over the originals. And if anybody wants them, just tell me and I'll put them in a folder structure so that they just overwrite those files for you. In fact, I'll make it right now. No, I won't, because I'm playing. But yeah, essentially, if you know where to look and you're not afraid of poking around in game files, and I never have been. So, I would have to create a folder called client. CD image will be inside that folder. Inside that folder is sound. Then SFX is the next folder. Then creatures. And then about halfway down, mech dog. Dog died 2. That's it. The only 2 files that are different. So if I created the same file structure with nothing else added, then you could just copy paste. Blindio, welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's while they're trying to implement missions that the dev team realized that the way they were designed was for, you know, an asymmetric camera, you know, Diablo, that kind of thing. I didn't know that. I had no idea. I thought the game was always going to be a 3D game. Apparently not. Just replace all the sounds with this one. Announce wave. How do I know what that's going to be? I already know, but I'll just finish this fight before looking, as it's demanding my attention. Oh, ring. What's that one? Energy damage plus 10. What was this again? Energy damage. I should totally use that. That's going to be the object I need for the mission. So it's spawned somewhere where it's grabbable. So look. CD image sounds FXX object. What? There's no object. Are you sure that string in game? Oh, you mean the live game? Sound SFX. in-game. There you go. In-game, then objects. Announce one. Let's open it with something everyone can hear. WAV files don't natively open with that on my system.
Omnitech is your friend.
You know, you got like emotes and stuff on channels, on Twitch. We should really introduce sound emojis. Because then Soto Mahoney would just spam that all day long. Mrs. Mahoney just yelled down the steps, "That's a lie!" And Mrs. Mahoney is correct. We're your friend. By the way, your position is no longer viable because we want to make increasingly high profits year on year, and shareholders don't like a bad quarterly paycheck or statement. Therefore, your job is now null and void, even though you've been doing it perfectly for years. That's how corporations work. And they're doomed to fail. Ultimately, we enter late stage kind of capitalism with it all. It's not a political statement, it's a fiscal statement, by the way. But I don't know another model that works any better. You know, unless you take into account all the... socialism never works, except in socialist countries where it does. Where they tax corporations appropriately. And proportionately. Most corporations pay zero tax in the countries they operate and make money in. Because, you know, they donate lots of money, in our eyes, to politicians. An individual lot of money. But a trivial amount of money to change the law to say... So they donate 50 million to avoid paying $1 billion on tax. So it's bribing someone $50 to not pay $1,000, you know? And since money talks, that's what happens. But I think it should be like Robin Williams said it years ago. We should make it so politicians are like NASCAR drivers, so they have to wear a patch for all the people that are sponsoring them on their suits. You know, so we know who's paid them off and for what reason, you know. I need to step away and make a call to Omni Reform. Because Mrs. Mahoney has said, "You're full of crap." Zizon, welcome to the stream. Nice to see you. Yeah, the problem with the way the corporate model and ever-increasing profits work is there isn't infinite money. I know people think there is, but there isn't infinite money. I can see I don't know if you guys can see the mini-map. I can see there's a turret in this room, but I can't see it. I think the turret has spawned... Ah! I'm attacked by a guard turret that I can't see. I think it's behind this wall. But I can't... Can I get it to clip? Outside the wall. I can't get the camera to clip it. Oh, no. There it is. Guard turret spawned at ground level, but there's a raised level inside the mission cell. Can't hit it with specials. The wall turrets are nasty. Yes, they can be. And goodbye to that loot. Yep, that whatever loot that turret had, that's done. It's gone. It's stuck inside there. So we're on 100%. And we did find the item somewhere. I think it was in here. No. We saw it on the floor, didn't we? Somewhere. No. I feel like I've just come out of this room. Ah, there you go. Your item was received as a reward. I didn't get any tokens. Ah, I've got to go back to the terminal. There you go. This was the viral assault. I think is the reward. Yeah, this is what Omnitech does to cities when they don't agree with Omnitech. See, this is what they do. And this guy's house here. These are the Omnitech bits of Old Athens. The trees, the posters, the machines, the shops, and everything that's working, that's Clan. The northern part of Omnient. Or something, yeah. Yeah, so at the minute, the devs are trying to figure out how to get the verticality and everything else working inside missions, because apparently missions were never designed to do that. So, because originally they were designed around a 2D game. So it's a little weird. They'll figure it out, don't you worry. Very smart people, you know. Very dedicated. Considering they're doing all this in their spare time, etc. So now I pick this up and click it on the machine. And I get my token. And the reward, which I don't care about. Can perk on the shade, but can't do fast attack. Yeah, it's a bit weird the way that works. Right, let's hit a shop and unload some loot. Hello, man, with a very brightly lit shop. Okay. And yes, you would get the same price pretty much as any vendor. Not as much for that, but I did set the mission slightly lower just so we could chill through it. That's what I like about these shops, though. You used to get things like glass cabinets with, you know, the display box for the helmet. You know, stuff like that. It's always really cool. The waterfront areas, yes, where the billionaires don't eat and drink. It's all gone to crap. Oh, only normal people live there. Why would we care about them? They don't matter. We're the higher ups. We don't think about them. You know. Right, time for another beer. I'll be back very shortly. Just a minute or so. Just enough time to crush this, throw it in the bin, get another one out of the fridge. crushing a beer every 15 minutes or so. Well, you can fit more empty cans in the bin that way. You know, trying to, not being an eco-warrior or anything, but it seems to work. Camel 11111, welcome to the stream, good to see you. I formed the habit of crushing cans long before it became the norm. Because that way you never picked up an old one in error. Because no, that one's done. Why? Well, it's flat. There's nothing in it. So, no. I don't think there's a... Is there a general shop in Avalon? I've never thought about it. I just want a general store with a treatment machine to refill nano while I rebuff. I've been crushing cans since I was about 4 because you get to destroy something. That too. If that means you do that rather than hurt people, everyone thinks it's a good idea. Yeah, the problem with expecting every year to make more money is there's only a limited amount of money. And the reason for this is all currency is based and held up by something else. Gold, oil, diamonds, you name it. In the UK it's gold. I think in the US it's gold and oil. But on a pound it says, I promise to bear to provide the bearer of this banknote X amount of gold without a person having... So it's a token towards gold. Yeah, Bitcoin's held up by nothing. It's just a means to move dark money around. You've got the periphery, which are the larger number, but they're incidental. They're flies on the shit, so to speak. The turd is the turd. And they're in and out. And basically people that are into crypto don't realise they have a gambling problem. That's how that works. Because crypto's based on nothing. The arse end of it can fall out at any second. They can change what it's worth on a whim, etc. But real money can't do that because it's based on something finite. Like gold, oil, diamonds, etc. Or nowadays rare earth minerals, things like that. So someone can go, I'm starting a new crypto coin and I value it at this, and everyone buys in, and maybe some people make money, some people lose money. That's gambling. And they can then turn around and say, I now think it's worth this, on the basis of nothing but a whim. You can't do that with real money, because the rest of the world economy goes, no. There's only so much gold, there's only so much this, that, the other. You know, so they can't do it the same way. And the thing with finite money is you can't keep making profits without cutting corners. And the way we're at late stage capitalism now, so corporations that have bought everybody else out, bought out the competition, that's made them more money. Now they're getting to the point now where there's no one left to buy out, and the only way to make more money than you did the previous year is to pay less people. It's why AI is so popular with corporations, and they're all branding for it, because AI can replace actual people and we won't have to pay it. But you're going to pay a lot more in electricity, etc. And cooling. And the service gets shitter and shitter, and you start losing business. Do you remember you were phoning up with for a local service, and found yourself speaking to a guy on another continent, you know what I'm saying? You go through and you go, no, my name is John. And you were going, no, it isn't. That's not your name, sir. You're being untruthful there, sir. That is not your name. Because it was cheaper to sack a room full of, let's say it's a UK company. So you sack everyone in the UK where you've got employment protection law, stuff like that. People can only work for minimum wage. And you employ people in another country that doesn't have those laws that'll work for a bowl of rice a day. And there's nothing to protect them from that kind of exploitation. So it's almost servitude. And then suddenly these call centers cropped up. What happened? People, the public that actually pay for it went, this is shit, and took their business elsewhere, which left them hanging. And they had to re-recruit to get people back and go, oh, when you phone our company, you get to speak to a real person that lives in the same country as you and understands. You know, it's already bitten itself on the arse, and that's just the start, trust me. And it's not even the company is profitable anymore. It has to make more profit this year versus last year. You can't do that indefinitely. Eventually, there isn't enough money in the world. There's a certain amount. And eventually, because it's based on real things, so eventually you run out of that money. There's nowhere else to go. So it runs fine for decades and decades and decades till we get to this point. And the only way to make lots of money is to lie, cheat, steal, exploit other people, etc. It's the only way you can make more and more money. It's nuts how we got here. A lot of it started with, in the UK, it was called Thatcherism. And I think in the US, the Reaganomics, which was big, because before Reagan came in, wasn't it? And it was something similar in the UK. Corporations, big companies that can afford it, were paying over a certain amount, not from zero to whatever. A lot of people can't understand that. I don't know why they don't. So the first £1 million, they pay this much. Once they hit this threshold of tens of millions, then they're on that profit margin, they pay this much above that amount, and so on and so forth. So it's not a flat rate like we as normal employees would pay, or small businesses would pay. And at the top rate, they were paying like 40-50% of the money they made. And now they're paying less than 1%, in some cases nothing, on those profits. There we go, 18k to go visit Old Athen. Yay! Jagatii. Subscribe. They've subscribed for 8 months. Thank you very much for the 8 months, my dude. And thank you for the resub. I remember being surprised by the original Deus Ex in the demo and first mission of the game. Do you remember when the Deus Ex coming out? And there was a... Do you remember when computer magazines came with like DVDs and CDs and the like? With game demos on them, so you could try the demo out before you bought the game. Anyway, I played that first mission, got all the way to the top, decided to have a conversation with the guy at the top of the mission. And the dialogue is very interesting, and it's borne out today. Because he does quote actual facts and figures. You know, in 1958, 98% of Americans were self-employed. mom and pop shops and whatnot. Today it's 2%. It's called consolidation. Everyone's been bought out, repurposed and refitted, etc., etc. And at the time you're listening to it in the game going, yeah, this is some science fiction propaganda. This could never happen. No, it was a warning from 1999 or whenever it came out. You knew where it was heading. And I think when they French, Eidos Montreal or something made the game. They were actually French. Or a French studio or something. I love the Deus Ex games. Did not like Deus Ex Invisible War. I couldn't play. I felt ill playing it. It was to do with the way the HUD was and everything. And then they sort of returned to form with Mankind Divided. Or no, Human Revolution. Human Revolution was the next one, wasn't it? And then Mankind Divided. And I thought Mankind Divided was pretty good, actually. Some people go, oh, not a fair game. The way it was tried to be... They tried to nickel and dime the game. Oh, if you buy this version, you get all this. And if you buy this version, you get all that. It was when that was starting to happen. And people were like, wait a minute. You used to buy a game and it was the whole game and it worked or it didn't work. You know. Came on a disc, you installed it and you played it, and that was the game. Because I remember games being like that. You wanted a game, you went and bought the game. Volcano Table Lamp. I don't think that sells for anything, so we'll leave it. Mamba number 5. And a big slug. Yeah, there was film magazines that used to have trailers on a disc. But unless, you know, you were like a movie fan. I mean, everything's online now, isn't it? Everything's downloadable, etc. I didn't say I didn't like the game. I just, on PC, found it difficult to play because of the GUI. I just felt like, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but yeah, it felt off. I did not like the GUI. And the problem with that is, if that's part of the game, and you don't like it, to the point of, oh, this just makes me feel nauseous, it's difficult to get through that and continue to play the game. Yeah, because when you're playing on an Xbox, the TV's over there, you're, 12 feet away or whatever, sat on the sofa with the controller, and it's a very different experience to being on a PC with it directly taking up your entire field of vision. And I think that's the problem. I think that's also a problem with a lot of modern TV shows. When TV shows were made previous to this century, so back in the 90s, 80s and 70s, people knew that what they were making would be on a small box in the corner of the room that people could kind of like watch intently and or look away and, have conversations with people, etc. So it was written, edited and everything else in such a fashion that it was amenable to that viewing format. Nowadays you get these TV writers trying to be Spielberg or and it's like, it's a TV show. If you want to make a movie, get a job as a movie director. And the two formats don't sit side by side all that well. If you're shooting and editing for the big screen, it doesn't always translate well to the small screen. So if your little TV show demands constant attention, and it doesn't always translate well. It can translate negatively. It can create a negative impression on the viewer that's, tuned in for a TV show. Like these massive, expansive sets you get on newer TV shows, whereas on older TV shows, you'll notice everything's like the people are close together in a smaller floor space than they are in modern shows, and the lighting is boring and bright and everything else. Whereas in movies you can do whatever you want because you've got the entire visual spectrum of your viewer because they're in a cinema watching it. So writing and shooting for cinema versus TV doesn't always translate well. What we got here? Silver pearl. Okay, that's sold. Even for a person with low comfort lit. No, I'm not saying it was a bad game. It's just the GUI was designed for a console. It wasn't designed for a PC player. Whereas the original game was definitely, I would say, designed for PC players. And I never understand why this sort of thing isn't picked up at the development stages. Because whatever console you play, it's been developed on a PC. Someone sat at a desk with a keyboard and mouse. That's how it's developed. But then when they go to game testing, everyone's handed a controller and a screen over there. So maybe that's how it gets missed. But playing on PC, it's like this. I'm playing Deus Ex. Can I change the field of view? Because I can't fucking see anything. And there's all this stuff right on the very edge of where your vision goes from center vision to peripheral vision. This is fucking... I feel sick. That's what it's like on PC. Try it on PC and see if you still like it. That's all I'm saying. Highly subjective opinion, I know. Yeah, I still love that because I played the Deus Ex demo off PC Gamer UK or something like that. Thought, this is fucking awesome. I love this. I'm really having a good time playing it. I've spent 4 hours. I've tried 3 different versions of the first mission. Like I've gone in gung-ho with a rocket launcher. I've gone in all stealthy with a dart gun. I've tried doing it this way and that way, and I've tried these other permutations of attack, how to infiltrate the mission target, all of that. I thought, wow, what an amazing game. You can approach it in different ways and get a completely different experience. And literally finished the demo as in, right, I've seen enough. Like 4 or 5 hours later, stood up, went to the shops and just bought the full game. Based solely on that demo. Not the internet, because the internet existed, but it wasn't like today where you could go and get a review somewhere and watch your favourite reviewer reviewing the game. You just played the demo and decided if you liked it or not. Anyway, God tore it down. That's the end game part of the mission. Mantis! Yeah, demo discs were great. The music magazines as well caught onto it. So like Guitarist magazine would have like audio demos of the equipment they were testing in the magazine, so you didn't just have a written review, you could hear how a thing sounded with, in the magazine, a written description of exactly how it was recorded. You know, to be fair about it, like, okay, we recorded it with these mics in this room space, you know, through this kind of mixer, preamps, yada yada yada. So you got a true picture, like, because you had all the information. It was very transparent. But then they'd put bonus tracks, which would be like jam tracks. So it'd have bass, drums, rhythm guitar in a certain key, playing over some simple, like, you know, 1/4/5 rhythm and blues thing in a given key, with suggested scales for the piece for you to hit on repeat and sit there with your guitar, jamming away to your heart's content, you know. It was brilliant. I saw people doing one-man show gigs that were using those tracks and singing various songs over them. Is there a restriction on how many missions you can pull at once? I think the game mechanically restricts how many, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can pull... I think there is a finite limit on missions, but I'm not sure what it is. If you go to cell mode instead of... I mean, it's a lot, but I think there is an upper limit, yeah. I have it in list mode because it's a little less intrusive, but... I mean, PRK devs could tell us if Mad Cow's still in the chat, because he is a PRK dev. So he could tell you if there is. If there is, I don't know what it is. On live, I think you can pull... I think, well, that was like a 600 slots or something stupid, but yeah. Yeah, you would top out. See, when you pull a mission, you get a key to enter the instance. And you get 27, is it? Slots inside your inventory. So it would really be... Well, mind you could... Yeah. So it'd be 27 by 27, whatever that is. What's 27 times 20? Is it 27? That's max inventory slots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So if you had 30 bags, and a bag has... how many slots? Less. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's 9. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. No. That's 18, isn't it? There's 9. Another 9. That's 18. 19, 20, 21. So if you had 30 bags with 21 sockets free... Oh no, it would be 29 bags because you need one free slot in your active inventory. So it'd be 29 times 31 is the max you can do at one time. Yeah, so like 28 bags, each with 21... How many did we say? There's 9. There's another 9, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, so it'd be 28 times 21 missions. Mechanically, you can... This is the maximum inventory you can have, and to enter a mission, you need a key to do it. So, mathematically, that's how many you could do. And you really shouldn't be playing for that long in one go. Is my, like, enough. You can roll enough missions to fill... I mean, it depends as well, because some missions are not just a key. They're take this item with you and do something, like this one. So that would reduce the number, but purely based on available inventory space. So other than that, there's no mechanical reason why you couldn't keep going. But there's no kind of like hard-written coding that stops at a number. You just run out of inventory that the player character can have, or items in that inventory the player character can have, which is limited. So it would be a lot. It'd be like up in the 20. Well, anything 20 by 20 is, yeah, is like 400. So yeah, more than you can shake a stick at, and probably more than is healthy for you to be engaged with. You know. Yeah, if you pull all find kill, so if all the missions are find and kill and not like this one where you have to also carry an item for the mission to complete it like this one, and none of the missions are pick up item because you can't pick it up to complete if your inventory is full of other keys. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's a limit, but it's not a limit you're ever really going to have to worry about. You will run out of time long before you run out of space. So, on average, roughly 400, if none of them require an item to complete. If you don't mind running around and not looting any item you find, because you might want to pick an item up that you find in the mission and go, oh, that's really good. But can't. Because you don't have any inventory space left, because it's full of mission keys. Yeah, it's just never become an issue in the game. No one's ever gone, I want to be able to roll more missions. There are not sufficient number of missions I can roll. That's never come up in 26 years or whatever it is. I mean, most people will do 3 missions and call it a night, you know. It depends, because the higher level you are, the bigger and bigger these missions get. So you could be in a mission for 45 minutes solo just to kill everything to hit that 100%. So you will run out of time before you ever run out of missions, you know. It is quite a well-designed system in that it does have finality to it, but it's such that no one would ever do that unless, I don't know, they're living very unhealthy lives doing what they're doing, you know. Right, anyway, I've done 3. That's 3 missions done in an hour and a half. That's not bad. Yeah, the only hard limit on PRK is you can't roll missions faster than 1 per 5 seconds. They don't have uber-duber, you know, data centers to host the game. They've got a home system effectively acting as a server, as far as I know. I know the server gets wobbly if they put the microwave on. That's what I know. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but that's what the other devs say.
Scanning area.
Everybody's robot junk in this guy's account. So his Engi's robot junk, and his 2 pets are robot junk. My God, he's got a doggo pet, but only, oh mind you, it's 163. He's very close to a Slayer at this point. Yeah, that's the only restriction, because they've said, yes, you can use ClickSaver, with the proviso you only click once every 5 seconds. Alex, trying to catch every stream, usually don't. Well, you know, that's life. Watching all the hours on YouTube, new ones. Not dared to watch your entire library. Would never think I'd watch AO as much as discovering your channel. Well, thank you for that. A lot of the content is infotainment, I believe the phrase is. So it's informational, how to do this and I do it while being entertaining. And the Let's Build was an idea I came up with where I let my audience decide what kind of character I was going to play, so what they look like, what breed, and then what class. And thereafter I go, no, you're not going to force me to use a certain weapon, you bastards, because I know you'll punish me, just because it's funny. Although we did do that once, and it lasted the whole evening before I deleted the character, because an assault rifle shade is just kind of funny. And it was funny, but they did get deleted. And in those series, I kind of explain how things work for that particular class. Because there's so much to learn about the game and how to play it, there's no way I could make a structured tutorial system to do it. So I came up with another way, which is, all right, let's make a Krat, let's make it hard and make them Atrox, which is what the audience decided, and let's make them fucking uber as AF, you know. Yeah, a doc with a Noob Island pistol could theoretically level to 220. It would just take years to do it. They'd be quicker taking the weapon off and punching the mob. Literally. Massively quicker. Yeah, about level 60 it would be better to take... Well, no, about level 20 it would be better to take the pistol off and start punching things. You know, so... Could a keeper potentially use ranged weapons? Yes and no. So technically yes, but it would be shit. All your ranged weapon skills are dark blue, so you will never get them high enough to have decent AR. And your perk set is based around two-hand edge and melee energy. So none of your perks, your attack perks, etc., like Cybernetic Samurai, you end up with what is it? Is it Cybernetic or? Oh no, maybe it's Reaver. Yeah, Slice and Dice. All these other great perks that do damage would be mute because they don't work with a ranged weapon. It has to be at least a melee weapon. No perk buff sim support means good luck hitting anything ever past level 30. Yeah. So there are some deliberately obtuse character creation decisions you could make. But the whole point of the Let's Build series, I covered every single class. More than once in some instances. Because we did, you know, a melee version and a ranged... Like I did one Engie who was pistol. And then I did another Engie who was martial arts. Because that is actually viable for engineer. Slayer droid transference. Plus 400 MA buff. Anyone? It's definitely built... The designers thought wouldn't it be fun if, you know, the engineer was punching things instead of shooting them. And both worked. Both absolutely worked. Which was better? That doesn't matter what I think. It matters what you think. You know. Which do you like playing the most? Well, that's the right one to play for you. That's it. That's all there is to it. Nothing else. So another 17,000 on top of whatever the mission reward cash was for. Seeing MA agent running around as a Slayer droid, yeah, it's kind of funny, but it works. If it works, it works. That's why the game was Anarchy Online, because they let you stretch the rules within the framework they'd made, which made it more fun. You know, if you can jump through so many hoops and timed buffs and laddering implants, yes, you can put a quality 71 weapon on a level 1 character and get them all the way to Inferno with outside help to get a plus 10 ring and other stuff, and they will be the most incredible level 1 you've ever seen. But you're going to spend 6 months to a year achieving that, and for some people they're totally fine, because the journey is the fun part. You know, they're quite happy to do it. I'm getting a beer. I'll be back. Yeah, they can't take donations either. Stierstick. Because they do not own the IP, so they can't receive money for producing anything relating to it. That's illegal. So even, you know, many of us have said, well, you know, how about I pay for a coffee even? Again, illegal. I know, it's ridiculous, but them's the laws, you know. Just double click missions for no reason. Yeah, so they can't accept any money. They do all of it, the whole server, the development, everything else. It's all... Ooh, all of these are a bit mean. Can we get food snacks? There we go. Athenshire near near TK. Not bad. Yutto's Camp. Oh, that's the old quest for Ergo, isn't it? The original. That no one does. But it's there and the parts are all from the subway. I might go and do that one just for the lols. What's the reward? 11k and a swimming implant. Oh my god, the uberness. Okay, let's go for another roll. Only one this time in the middle of Dixie. What's the reward? Nah. Oh, that's quite handy. What's this one? 10k and a Sense Imp. Not a bad engineer one, actually, that. And this one, not much further. Again, not something I would want. Because I'm not playing an NT. I'll have another roll. Oh, I closed the window instead. No. Near the War Academy. 16k. Yeah, okay. We'll take that. Last one. So unfortunately the dev team, they're all volunteers. It's a hobby project, so they can never charge money for it because they don't own Anarchy Online as an IP, and you would need to in order to be able to do that. I think the quick way there, actually... Oh, I can't enter the grid from here because it's way too high level. In the 450 complet. Are you having a laugh? There's plenty of people that have that kind of amount of complet at this level, by the way. Especially NTs, traders, etc. So we're going to go the other way. Kumteishi, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. So yeah, there's an awful lot you can still do within this game. And I genuinely have more fun playing this than I do on live. If it were different, I'd be playing on live. I'm not a complicated person. You know, if I like something, I like it. Here we go. We're getting there. Now, I could use the grid to get to West Athen, but I couldn't do it from Avalon because the enter the grid in Avalon is 451, I think. I have such fond memories of this place, West Athen. Synergy factor on the wall, 3305 on the roof there by the office. The early times of AO. Right, so from here, basically I want to go north. Up to the War Academy. I seem to have 2 missions. Did I accept 2? Oh, I did. Oh, okay. I didn't realise I'd accepted 2, but okay. Yep, sure enough, there's 2 things and a thing and a thing. We've got no room for loot now. I'm not sure which one's for which mission, so which one do I put away? I'll have to put away other things, I think. Let's put... Uh-oh. I think, yeah, now I'm getting there. Yeah, now I've got the mission marker. Okay. It's always been a bit of a sketch area for zoning. Let's put our Shadowlands nano and health items in here, because obviously not going to be using them here. Might need to recast Ward. And then I'll recast that. And that. The fast attack buff. Glad to find Doc has green complet. Doc is slow but quite easy to play if you keep on top of everything. I think I'm moving to the other mission, not this one. Because it's showing it right near the War Academy, which is back there somewhere. Yeah, the mission point is a bit... yeah. It's a bit messed up, but yeah, we'll go with it. What the hell? Oh, when you... yeah, it's funny because Agent on Live can outdamage a native MP because they can trade a drain to keep the pets from going OE. Bonkers, but that's kind of how it works. Yeah, I think the map is not showing me as where I actually am. They also give MP pets up. No, you can't do that. Can't. Can you buff RRFE on a pet? Really? Can you do that? I might log my agent later and try it. I didn't think you could. I thought it had to be a person. As an agent, you can. It's hilarious. It sounds it. Seasoned OT functionary, prepare to die. Floating item. Ooh, come on, try again. There we go. And snared. Everybody's snared now. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, it takes forever to kill anything on a dock, but you will kill it. It won't kill you. You will out-heal it. But all your weapon skills are crap. So, yeah. I don't think that's why people play dock, though. Unless there's a crazy lag spike. True of most classes, though. Lag kills a lot of people. I put reflect and Engie... Oh, on your Engie bots on live, yeah. I'd never tried to do that, actually. I thought RRFE had to be cast on a human target or player target. I'm going to have to try it now. 99% of the time, my agent runs around after buffage and draining and everything else. Runs around in dock mode. So they're just like a false or assumed profession, whatever the higher one is. Dock, just so they can CH their way out of aggravation. Oh, dog tags. God, yeah, that was a quest line and a half that most people never bother with. Because, you know, they do dailies and then they kind of outgrown any reward from that quest line in a day. But it's, you know, it's got a lot of things going on with it. Outrange. Ah, there we go. We just have to get nearer to his head. And now suddenly he's back in range. Yeah, I remember that when I got Fixer Grid on my first Fixer, how useful you feel. And after about a week, you start feeling abused. Can you join team with us? Yeah, what are we doing? Can you give us an NCU buff? Yeah, okay. Okay, thanks, bye. Everyone has left your team. Such a chill experience. I know, right? I mean, I like Death Stranding, but if I had to choose to play one game for forever, it wouldn't be Death Stranding, you know, or Cyberpunk or whatever. I mean, Cyberpunk 2.0 is amazeballs. If they'd have released, if Cyberpunk had been Cyberpunk 2.0 on release, it would have won every game of the year there is, bar none. But it didn't. It wasn't ready. It was undercooked. It was messy. Things didn't work. The onboarding was bad. You know, lots of things were wrong. There were lots of glitches and whatnot. It just wasn't ready for release when it was released. But at the core of it was a brilliant story and game. And the now version of Cyberpunk is just the dog's bollocks. It's the game that you thought it was going to be when you watched the trailer. You know, it's like that. It's just so good now. Oh, stuff. Right, okay. I'm not sure Which one of these items belongs to the missions? Well, let's I'm only going to do one, so let's hang on. Let's delete that one. That should delete the items. It has. Okay, cool. Right, now we know where we're at. Yeah, lag kills everyone. It does. Oh, I can kill a keeper as well. Yeah, if you try the 2.0 version of the game and just let it wash over you, it's fucking brilliant. The skill system is so much better. The game mechanics are better. But the characters and story were always the same. But now they all make much more sense. And it's the best modern engine game I've ever seen. Decima's good. Everyone raves about Unreal 5, but I'm like, nah, it's alright. But it's not a patch on the Red engine that they use for Cyberpunk. When you max that out now, with the modifications they've made to it, it's a fucking amazing looking game. It's virtual reality! You know, it really is good. And the different endings, the ethos, the story, the thinking behind those endings is all brilliantly done. You get to the end of the game and you realise what certain things meant and whatnot. It is truly amazing game now. And the main reason is they fixed all the clutter and mess, but retained the core of what made the game really, really good to begin with, which was the writing. The writing is off the charts good. Superb game. Game of the decade. Cyberpunk. For me, absolutely love it. I've played it to death. I've got like 800 hours in that, and it's a single player game. You know, so that's a lot of hours in a single player. I've done every conceivable ending and whatnot. Not in a contrived way, just to, you know, come up with characters that would be that way and make those decisions based on what kind of characters they are. You know, in the RPG sense. I think this is a very small mission. Yeah, we're at 100%. Oh my god. What am I looking for? I'm looking for some sort of a machine. I think it's this one. Yay! Lots of XP, cash reward, and an exit. There we go. Oh, it has me in the right area now. Yeah, I'm not even sure. It might be more. Let me launch GOG. Oh, I've got longer than that on Skyrim. But I did do a whole Let's Play of Skyrim. GOG. A lot of the time, I just launched the game offline. So GOG didn't log the game time. I think that's the only one I've got installed at the minute. Does it tell you? Oh, it doesn't even tell you game time here. Hmm. 308, because you don't have to have GOG working while you play it. you can launch the game from inside the folder, and a lot of times I did that because when I first played it, I was clamoring for every system resource possible because I was on a much older computer. I was on a 4-core 8-thread, which is like really not up to the job of running that game, on a GTX 980. And I must have logged 400 hours just doing that. Even on looks like crap mode. Then I got a 3060 and saw how great that game can look. How real it can feel on a 3060. And then eventually, about a year after that, I got a 4080, ramped all the settings up, and just went, oh my god, you know. This is like virtual reality now. And it kind of was, you know. I'd have to download and install it again. Unreal 5 has a certain look. That's my problem with it. The Red Engine also has a certain look. So does Decima. But yeah, the stuff they did to get path tracing, all this other stuff working inside Cyberpunk and still have it perform in kinetic and agile combat is just incredible. The 3060. There's nothing wrong with the 3060. I can't say there is, because I gave my old system to the Mrs. Kalos, and she loves it. She can play Power Wash on max settings and have a great time at 60 FPS. She loves it. Yeah, Cyberpunk on a high-end system is just a whole trip of its own. It really is. It really feels like, you know, you're there. Of all the games I've ever played, it's one of the most. It's one of the games that's really made me feel like I'm there. You know, blood, sweat, and tears in that game. Oh, PC is just... I'd love to show you, but I'd have to do, like, whatever, the 130 gig download and fire it up. But yeah, I did the first time, I just fell in love with the world and the world building and everything else, even when it was janky AF on release. And it was, and people were right to slag it off for being janky. But people forget how good it became eventually. You know, they absolutely did. Yeah, the story and the characters absolutely dragged me in. I would totally be in love with... I can't even... It shows you how shallow I am. I can't remember her name. I just remember her with the rocket launcher after getting shrapnel in the side. Pan Am. Oh my god, what a girl. Yeah, I've got a shrapnel wound, but here's a rocket launcher, we're go. Fuck me, you're the girl for me. If you didn't guess, I don't like damsels in distress. That's not attractive to me. You know. I want to do it later. Don't do it now, because I only fired it up to see how many hours I'd played. That's where I came from. Let's go back to Newland to log off, because we've come to the end of the stream. Sorry, everyone. Yeah, the storylines and everything else in that game, I was like gobsmacked they went there with some of them. I really was. They're not going to do this. They're not going to... Oh my God, they're doing it. You know, the Cinnamon quest line, you're like, they're not going to do it. They're not going to... Oh my God, we're doing it. You know, and tons of others that I, you know, can't necessarily recall right now off my cuff, because I probably haven't played it in a year. But, oh my God, yeah, what a game. What a game. Anyway, let's have a quick look. Is anyone else streaming Anarchy Online? My guess is probably not. But let's have a look. Me and Rubi-ka live feed again with the Rubi-ka live feed. No, not. There's nothing wrong with Rubi-ka live feed, but it's just a character statically logged in somewhere, looking at something. That's not entertainment, really. Well, maybe you know. What do I know? Maybe it is. But I wouldn't sit there for a long time watching it. That much I can tell you. I would not. So, in that case... My God, that guy's got some chunky legs. Where's he gone? I think that was a mesh mix-up where the flesh legs are appearing over a cloak. I don't know, but I can't unsee it now. Right, sausage legs and everyone else that came along, thank you for the resubs. Sota Mahoney, thank you for the banter and the bits. Much appreciated. You know I love you, really. And until the next one, which will most likely be Wednesday, if at all. Won't be tomorrow. I'm working in the evening, so no stream. I'll see you then. Until then, bye for now.